So, I'm guessing you're here to learn information you're never going to use again, instead of probably doing your homework or work in general. I respect that, kinda. Anyway, let's start. I'm Zero, your history teacher where everything is anime and anime related. And for today's topic, since this is my first video, I thought I'd start at the very beginning. And what a better place to start than with YouTube. To think a website made by 3 PayPal employees who want to see Janet Jackson's lip slip will become a billion-dollar company with questionable copyright and censorship ethics is really amazing, to be honest. But I think I'll stop there. I just got here and I'd like to stay. Created February 14, 2005, YouTube became a new go-to place to find new content and videos. No more were the days of Newgrounds. YouTube became the place to find new videos and consequently a new place to find anime. Receiving YouTube's launch in 2005 and 2007, anime began to show up on the platform, making it more accessible than before. And due to this, anime in the West entered a new golden age of sorts. But why don't I rewind a bit? What kind of fake history teacher would I be if I didn't tell you about the time before all this, right? Times for getting anime from sketchy dudes online was the norm, and shitty fan subs are almost had if you're not gonna count the stuff on TV, made by your local 4Kids Entertainment. I think I'll call this the Bronze Age. Now children, in a time long before YouTube, anime of any kind wasn't easy to find unlike today with streaming and such. Finding anime or getting into it was kind of a hassle, especially in the West. You see, even though anime has been in the US since the 60s with the introduction of Astro Boy, the US wasn't as accepting of it, which makes sense, it's the US of course. So because of that, in the really early days, the only way you could get anime was through knowing someone who was Japanese and had access, or being Japanese with family overseas who would send it to you. Sounds pretty shitty if you ask me. Being an anime journalist at the time was not a good time. Anyway, anime wouldn't pick up again in the States until the 90s, a very long time. Good Lord. With the help of New York in their first convention, anime and manga would be sold to the public in its raw, untranslated form. But that problem will be remedied with magazine translations that would be sent to you in the mail, which probably took a while to get. So by the time you finally got your translations, you could read what was happening. But you must remember, this is the 90s, and what would the 90s be without computers? So many with a computer handy and some form of idea of what the hell they're doing, many began to sub the anime themselves, which yielded some, let's just say, questionable results to say the least. But at the end of the day, it brought us fan subs. And for those of you who don't know what fan subs are fan translations of anime and manga done to the best of their abilities as to help themselves and others be able to watch anime or read manga easier. As you can imagine, neither the US or Japan were very happy about that, which makes sense since no one was really making money from it, except for the hundreds of fan subbers who were selling their subs online for more than what they paid to get the damn episodes. As you can imagine, they were not that happy. Anyway, both countries were so mad that they weren't getting a cut that they decided to partner up. American anime companies and the Japanese Animation Legal Enforcement Division, or jailed, yeah, let that sit in for a sec, they hired people to snitch on fan subbers and the sites that were hosting them. And that shit honestly worked. It stopped the majority of fan subbers from making them, and even buyers from stopped buying them because they were scared to get sued for having the damn things. But I wouldn't worry, this was the 90s of course, so it wasn't dead. That wouldn't happen until Toonami came around. Damn, that was a lot longer than I thought it would be. I wonder how long this— 4 minutes! After all these cuts, this only comes out to like 4 minutes? Alright, well, carry on, I guess. I think this is a good point to start talking about we're talking about 4Kids. Yeah, it's too late for me to really be talking about Chow, but fine. Let's do it, 4Kids. 4Kids, or the 4 Licensing Corporation, was an American licensing company, now defunct, thank God, that worked as a film and TV production company under the name 4Kids Entertainment. The production company was responsible for dubbing many of the anime that many grew up watching, like Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura and Pokemon. You remember Pokemon, right? Right, anyway. Okay, damn. You did not need to cut me off like that. Fucking do it. Alright. Many, almost everyone's, introduction to anime was through Pokemon, which isn't surprising since Pokemon was one of the first few anime to blow up in the West during the late 90s on TV. You remember the 90s, right? Cause I don't, I wasn't an idea. Anyway, 80s, right. 1988. Pokemon hit the US and exploded, turning into Pokemania, the latest craze in the 80s that spread all the way through the 90s with the introduction of the 1998 anime, which was brought to us by 4Kids. I love how all this comes full circle. I just wish 4Kids wasn't in the middle of it. If you're wondering why I have such a disdain for them, I'll probably go more into depth about it in another video. Maybe, I don't know. Put in the comments if you don't want that, or not, I really don't care. Anywho, 4Kids became the main way many were able to watch anime that didn't come from some college student with less than stellar Japanese. Now it came from a shitty corporation that refused to show the actual anime in its entirety, with kinda shitty dubbing. Isn't that nice? Words cannot describe how happy I am that they went bankrupt in 2015. Now that we've talked about 2 of the 3 places that anime was most available, let's talk about the blessed place on earth to find it. Toonami.
What's up, Toonami faithful? Time for another night. If you're new to the show, welcome. If you've been down from the beginning, all I can say is thanks. Time to push the button.
It's like the cool older brother who just got back from college, but just way better in general, you know. Now, for a better understanding of said cooler big brother, let's briefly talk about its beginnings. Toonami was an anime block held on Cartoon Network's Adult Swimming program that was created March 27, 1997. It became a generation's gateway into anime as well as video games, bands, and a bunch more. The block originally ran from 1997 to 2008, but was cancelled for having quote-unquote low ratings, until it was brought back 4 years later in 2012. Shout out to Richie Branson. And it has been running ever since. Toonami became the go-to place for anime due to the fact that the block wasn't being restricted by TV access, wanting to make changes to shows to cater to American audiences. And it wasn't hacked shit in its translations, which was a bonus, to be honest. Toonami even had a midnight run that would show uncensored versions of the anime that were showed during the day. And when I say uncensored, I did not mean that kind of uncensored. Sometimes. Toonami became a staple in the early anime community due to anime being more widely available, as well as more mainstream by that time, especially in the early 2000s. The introduction of Sailor Moon, Remastered, Dragon Ball Z, and Gundam Wing launched the anime block into the mainstream. I'm gonna keep it short, mostly because this is my first video, and the script was long as hell for me to say out loud. And I kinda wanna make a Toonami history video, because it's awesome like that and deserves to be separated from the rest of this bullshit. But that's it for today's videos, degenerates. Like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you later. Bye.
I remember all the days I wished I fit in. Look back and wish I listened, now it's taxing to be different. I remember all the pain I thought I lived in. And on the cool, it's kinda trash how they glorify the ignorant. I've been working on my habit of rapping about how I'm rapping. Trying to change my bracket, trying to change my understanding. Watch my mouth before they watch me in that wooden onesie. In a jacket that I got in way too early to be